Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Around the World in 1000 Days podcast, episode 1. I'm very glad for all the views so far. So far I've seen friends, family, friends from Brazil even, and also a lot of former students who watched my videos. So this really motivates me to keep going with such videos, and very nice to do it. Basically, today I want to discuss 3 topics with you as the first time. Topic 1, my luggage. What did I actually take for these 1000 days? Topic 2, accommodation and expenses. And topic 3 will be some tips and tops of the last week. Topic 1, my luggage. Let's take a look at all the things I brought with me. Hand luggage, some main luggage. And the first thing I see when I open my main luggage is a bag with a picture of my father on it when he won some awards in the past. So very nice way to see my dad now and then. In my bag I have several packing cubes. And these packing cubes make it ideal for me to keep my luggage structured. So I really packed things according to category. So these are like sporty clothes. These are like the main clothes I wear every day. Then I have something to sleep upon. This is some extra stuff. I even have some winter clothes in a separate packing cube underneath it. Then of course I have a sleeping bag, and that's consciously put outside of my bag because otherwise it would take space, of course. A tent also put properly outside of my bag, strapped around. 2 pairs of toilet bags, one for the daily basis and one just as extra because you need a lot of stuff, and this is all here. Finally, I have, of course, some electronic devices, etc. They are mainly in my main luggage. And lastly, I brought, of course, very important, 3 pairs of running shoes. So these are the main ones. Then I have here a pair of running shoes for the trailing. Let me open this zipper pretty quickly. Yes, there they are. You already saw them this morning, or last night even. And the most important of them all, these are my carbon competition shoes. And I brought them all the way because it's very important for me to run a PR on the next marathon. I don't touch these shoes. They remain here until the big event. Topic 2, accommodation. When I search for accommodation during travels, I always look for options in the city center when I visit the city. And of course, when I visit nature or some area where are less people, then I search for a spot where there's much to do around. Because in my experience, it's simply not worth it to walk long distances to nice touristy spots, because you won't do it in the end. So I always accept to pay a little more just to have a very great or good location. Some other things I will look for when I search for good accommodation during travels is I look for their laundry services. There are many hostels, for example, who want to charge you extra for laundry service. And as you could just hear of me, I do a lot of sports. I have to wash my clothes a lot because some people told me, okay, just put your sporty clothes under the shower and then you dry them and then that's all. But I noticed they are so sweaty, they smell like crap even after doing sports. So you have to do laundry all the time. That's something I found out last week. So I really need to do laundry a lot. And that means I can go to hostels where they charge me a lot of money just to do my laundry. For example, now I'm in a hostel where this laundry service is even included, which is really, really great. Some other things I will look for when I search for a good accommodation is is there airco or heating. It's not standard in cheap hostels that they have air conditioning or heating. And it's very important that they do, because if you're traveling for a long time, for example, 1,000 days, you cannot survive 30 degrees without air conditioning all the time, or without heating in cold places, high up, for example, all the time. And I would also, look for, not so much else actually, to be honest. Most other things are very standard nowadays, like good Wi-Fi connection, a bed, which is decent. All the other stuff is actually pretty standard. So those two main things are something I focus on mainly. Expenses. Of course, if you're going for 1,000 days, you don't want to waste too much money. So you have to be careful with the amount of money you spend every day. And I found this very hard so far. So I had a budget in mind of 30 euros every day. And I think maybe in Asia this is possible, but in Europe definitely not, because that includes accommodation, it includes food, but it also includes stuff like going to viewpoints in the city or visiting a castle. So I quickly found out this week that 30 euros a day is close to impossible, even with budget accommodation. So I thought maybe in Europe I would stick with 50 euros a day, and that's even very difficult, I found out. But I mean, multiply 50 by 1,000 and see what you get. So, I mean, even if you travel cheap, if you do it for a long time, you still have to be very careful, because it's very expensive. That also means I want to do some work the coming 1,000 days, of course, and I still have to think about what kind of work that will be. Topic 3, tops and tips. Okay, so what I really liked this week was the viewpoint on the Castle Square in Warsaw. I had to pay cash, and then you have to go to a cash machine, etc., because you only pay by card all the time in the Netherlands. But in the end, it was worth it. And I think if you have seen my short, you saw how beautiful the view was. Furthermore, I also really liked the trail run around Warsaw. Very nice surroundings. There was also some challenging forest paths which I had to cross. I had to go under tree trunks, over tree trunks. So, of course, you're going much slower than you're used to when you're a runner like me. And there were also some things I would not recommend you to do of the places I visited so far. So first of all, don't go to the TV tower in Berlin. You go up very high, and then when you are there, you get to see a couple of dirty windows. And you don't really see Berlin at all. And you can also not take videos or pictures because it's all just dirty windows. I wouldn't do it. Mostly viewpoints, which are a bit lower, are much more worthy of your money. Then what I also liked, of course, is the Holocaust Memorial. You saw me visiting it if you have seen all the shorts. I don't know about that, of course, but I just assume it right now. Because it also reminded me, I'm very interested in this war history in Germany and Poland. And it also motivated me to visit the concentration camps here coming week in Poland. It will be very intense, but I think for me, with all the knowledge I have about World War II and all the books I read about it, I think it's at least a very worthy experience to visit these camps once in my life. I just want to have seen it. And I will report about it afterwards, of course. I think basically those were the tops and tips of this week. And that means do subscribe to my channel. I will try to do this every week. And of course, next week it will also be about that week and what I liked and what I didn't, but I also will try to think about some other interesting topics as well. See you then.